There is a feeling that is difficult to explain, and even more difficult to ignore. You don't feel the same as you did before. Not dramatically. Not in a way you can point to and say, that is what changed. Just different. Your thoughts feel slightly shifted. Your reactions feel unfamiliar. Things that used to matter feel further away than they did. And here is what most people assume when they feel this way. They assume something is wrong, that they are losing something, that this unfamiliarity is a warning. But what if it isn't? What if this feeling of being different is not something going wrong? What if it is something becoming right? Across every culture, generations, and corner of the world, people describe this kind of shift in almost identical ways. Not as something that happened to them, as something that began inside them before anything on the outside changed at all. In astrology, 5 specific signs are feeling this more deeply right now. Not because something is wrong, because something is changing. And real change always begins here, inside, before it becomes visible anywhere else. The first sign feeling this shift is Scorpio. And for Scorpio, this doesn't stay at the surface. It never does. It moves underneath everything, into the place where the deepest parts live. The patterns they've carried for years, the version of themselves that once made sense, but no longer does. And the part Scorpio feels most privately is that something is ending, not outside them. Inside, and the most unsettling part, is knowing they can't go back, even if they wanted to, because once Scorpio changes, it's permanent. And somewhere beneath that uncertainty, there is something else, relief, because they've been carrying that version of themselves longer than it belonged. The second sign is Aquarius, because Aquarius doesn't change suddenly. They change quietly, internally, in a way most people don't notice until it's already happened. And lately, Aquarius has been pulling back, not from people, from who they used to be. The version of themselves that once felt familiar no longer feels right. And the part they rarely say out loud is that they don't fully recognize who they are right now. Not in a negative way, just different, like they're becoming someone new before they fully understand who that is. And this space between who they were and who they're becoming is not uncertainty. It's the most honest place a person can be. The third sign is Virgo, and this feels more subtle, because Virgo doesn't show change. They analyze it quietly. And right now, something doesn't feel aligned, not broken, just slightly off. Like sitting in a room that looks exactly the same, but knowing something has changed, not around you, in you. And no matter how much you try to think your way through it, the answer isn't there yet. And that's what makes this hard. Because Virgo is used to clarity, to knowing, to fixing. But this can't be solved that way. It requires something else, patience, trust in a process. That hasn't revealed itself yet, because the clarity is coming, just not on Virgo's timeline. The fourth sign is Pisces, and this is where it becomes emotional, because Pisces doesn't observe change. They feel it deeply, and lately, their emotional world feels different, more sensitive, more aware, more connected to things they can't fully explain. And the part they don't always say is how overwhelming that can feel, because they're feeling more than usual, without knowing why. But this isn't confusion, this is intuition, moving ahead of understanding, sensing what's coming before it arrives. The fifth sign is Capricorn, and this one is quieter, but just as powerful, because Capricorn is not used to uncertainty. They're used to direction, clarity, control. But lately, something feels less solid. The path they were on doesn't feel as certain. And that's uncomfortable, but beneath that, there's something important. This is not failure. This is change. Because Capricorn hasn't lost direction. They've outgrown it. The version of their goals no longer fits who they're becoming. And what feels like uncertainty is actually direction, becoming more accurate. But here is what matters most for all of these signs. And for anyone feeling this right now, this is not something to fix. It's something to notice, because shifts like this don't happen randomly. They happen when who you are no longer fits where you're going. Before your life changes outside, it always changes inside first, in your thoughts, in your reactions, in the way things feel different. And this is where most people get it wrong, because it feels like confusion, but it isn't. It's direction. You are not lost, you are changing, and those are not the same thing. Not even close. And if you're watching this because of someone in your life, someone who feels different lately, send this to them. Because sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is show someone that what they're feeling has a name, and that it's not the end, it's the beginning. If this resonated, leave a comment below. What sign are you? And have you been feeling this shift? And if you want to understand what's changing for your sign next, subscribe to Druid Shaven. Because the most important changes in your life don't start with what you can see. They start with what you feel before you understand why.